You know, if you make it difficult to get, then well, now it's pay to win because I could just buy it and get it like that, and then I'm running into the same problem again because I could buy it. Now I still have nothing to do. So that in itself, to me, is like, it's very concerning. So maybe you're thinking, well,
Yeah, you see what I mean? The complaint by nothing to do, right? Yeah, that's what I mean right there. You know, when the gearing and the everything is designed for like casual, no lifers will complain there is nothing to do. But then when they play Lost Ark, there is too many things to do. You just can't, man. You just can't win. You just can't win, man.
yeah, that's just one part of it, Kenny. Well,
Discount it yourself. Alright, but yeah, let's start here. Let me turn up the voice real quick. But yeah.
what's up, guys? I don't usually do this, but I wanted to preface this video by providing some additional context. What you're about to view is a VOD from a live stream after the subject of concerns with Blue Protocol came up. After playing the beta test for 40 hours last week, I had only one other major concern outside of the drop
Network
rate,
test, by the
and
way.
I'm really surprised that no one has been actually talking about this.
This is
I'm
strictly
posting this
network
video
test,
to
like
shed some awareness
stuff.
on this issue
So
in
beta.
hopes that we will have a better, more improved version of Blue Protocol. This is a game I'm super excited about and I'm super hopeful for. This is precisely the reason I feel it's even more important to be critical about this game, especially pre-release, where changes can actually be made. Catch me on Twitch if you want to chat with me personally. I'm streaming Blue Protocol content regularly and will continue to do so until launch.
Okay, so that's Kanon right here. This is Kanon
One of the things that I don't think is being talked about enough, a lot of people are focusing
Okay,
on
rock
like
and
the
sword and
progression
shield.
path right now with Diablos, excuse me, Blue Protocol, right? A lot of people are focusing on this adventure board, the drop rate, and I've already voiced my opinion on that. I was like one of the first people in the West, probably the first person in the West, live on stream that was talking about how this needs to be changed, right? That's been addressed. The thing that isn't getting talked about enough in the West, that is, in my opinion, a bigger concern than the leveling, is the itemization. It's honestly, I'm trying to think of other games right now, but it might be the I'm not going to say bad. The word I'm going to use is lackluster. I think it's honestly the most lackluster itemization in any MMORPG I've ever seen. So let's break this down. What is the itemization like? A lot of you know, a lot of you guys in chat that play the beta test, you know, a lot of you guys that saw my
Yeah, so I played like the thing, right? So I know like the itemization as well. Okay, I mean like people would say it's lackluster, right? I don't think like it's bad though in the first place. So yeah, I think he's gonna explain like the whole like gearing part, right? So you can see it right there, I guess. Maybe let me see here.
stream. You guys know because I've voiced this a number of times, not only on stream, but I also voiced it
Redefine?
in my
Now I don't think
in
they're
my
trying
YouTube
to
video.
redefine.
So right now, the system, it's this is how it is. There's no armor in the game. You have a weapon, and that's it. Outside of the weapon, you have imagines. Okay, you have 7 totally imagines. I believe 7. Five passives, 2 actives. Those imagines work like enchantments on gear. That's the best way that I could put it. They're enchantments. You have a weapon.
Imagine
You add an enchantment to that piece of gear.
the translation in NA is echoes, so at least it doesn't sound as stupid, I guess. It's imagine in JP, but it's echoes in like a NA, so that's not bad, I guess. Not a bad translation there by Amazon.
You get stats that are added to it, right? So one imagine they have just a bunch of stats that they add to your character's power. So think of it that way. You can think of them as accessories too, I guess. I guess you can think of them as accessories.
It's basically it's a stat stick, you know. Think of it that way. It's a stat stick. You equip it, you get the stat, and that's it basically. 2 of them are active, so basically you press a button and you get something. So yeah, TLDR.
Regardless, that is how your character gets stronger. That is how your character, that is where your character draws its power from. Okay, so let's talk about the imagines. So these right here are your passive imagines. As you can see, they're levels, right? And then these 2 are your active imagines. The active imagines, they're the same thing as these
Am I like okay, what the fuck?
passive ones. They're the only difference is that you could actually use these.
Okay, they have levels because they are the one that gives you like item level. So they have level. The higher level, the more item level you get. So you're gonna need to upgrade it later basically as you go. It's imagine with like double N, but I'm like, who cares, man? Who asked, bro? But yeah, DP Wizard is here. Okay, 4 type of active echoes. I've seen like basically a few active echoes, but there is that basically. But think of it that way. It's like basically it's pretty like static, to be honest.
As active skills, so it's a little bit different. Okay, so if we look at these imagines once again, all you do is craft them by unlocking the recipe, by farming, and then you upgrade them. That's it. Like it's that simple. There's no like there's nothing else to the imagines once you get it. These active ones are the same, exactly the same. The only difference is you equip them in a different slot and then you can use them. Okay, so outside of the weapon, we're gonna talk about the weapon here in a sec. This is it. This is the itemization and the gearing process for Blue Protocol. Okay, so now let's talk
Yeah,
about
well, I mean, like, okay, so aside from the weapon, what do you guys think from that then, basically? It's like static right there, so yeah, what do you guys think then? So, yeah, because I think that, like, it's actually not bad, you know? Okay, I actually think that, like, it's actually not bad like that. Because I don't think it's that different with, like, other, like, thing. I think it is fine. Genshin gearing. Well, you can ask, like, Genshin gearing or something like that, but let me ask you a question then right now, right? For example, like, let's say, like, Lost Ark. A lot of you, like, play LA, right? Obviously. So yeah, just look at like basically like let's say like the gear, right? Do you think that the gear is you know, super interesting, or is it just, oh, you equip hallucination gear and that's it? So what's the difference then, right? Okay, every MMO in the end is the same anyway, I think. So I don't think like it's that different. So yeah, I don't know why like, you know, people think that like they have to be like super in depth, super like annoying, takes like 500 hours to farm. But hey man, maybe like the no lifers was complaining, I guess. It is what it is, I guess. It's kind of whatever in the end. So yeah, like you play an MMO, right? An MMO that you play, generally most of your gear are stat stick. They're just there for stats. Like you can literally remove the gear, and like basically it's like you know, if you have like the effect, it's kind of whatever. So yeah, I think they do it like this for more variety to look in terms of like outfits, so we don't all like look the same. It could be wrong. That's like the gearing. We'll go to that later for yeah. But yeah, the gear is the same since tier 1. Yeah, it just have the extra effect basically. So this is not PoE, right? PoE is different right here, but you know, well, you get the point basically. I don't know. This is like for, the echoes basically for now. So yeah, now like we'll move on to the weapon, I guess here.
the weapon. Well, the weapon works the same way at its base. It works the same way as the Imagines, where you get the recipe and then you farm the mats and then you upgrade, you craft the weapon, right? The only difference is when you craft the weapon, you're gonna have these 4 slots, right? You're gonna have slots anywhere from 1 to 4 slots. And if you get a great success, you can get anywhere from like 2 or 3 or 4 up to 4 slots that you can have, which by the way, you can use a cash up item for. By the way, we're going to talk about the monetization here in a little bit at the end of the segment.
So basically, like when you craft a weapon, you can get like 1 to 4 slot basically, and like you can unlock the slot with a ticket. The ticket, maybe they can monetize it, maybe you can get it, we don't know. So yeah, that's why like he said, like, you know, monetization, right? You could maybe monetize it, but yeah, that's the point basically. But in general, like you craft it and you get the random like of the slot and you put it on the slot, and you can open more slot if you need to. So yeah, or you can recraft it until you get like the full slot anyway. But yeah, we don't know about the cash shop obviously because like it's not out yet. But yeah.
To understand the itemization first, so actually probably shouldn't have mentioned the cash out part yet. So you've got these sockets, okay, 4 sockets, and on top of this,
someone said pay to win already.
Plugins, and you can think of these plugins like gems, and you can think of these sockets, right? Gems that go into sockets as they do in a lot of games, right? These gems, quote unquote gems, the plugins, they have a level from 1 to 5. And you like that's it. That's it. You get plugins anywhere from level 1 to 5, right? And you socket them into your gear, depending on the amount of sockets that you have. If you're expecting more, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that's it. That's why I'm saying the itemization to me is a bigger concern than the actual leveling. They've already addressed the leveling and the drop rates. I'm okay with the WoW pacing. I actually like the WoW pacing. I'm confident that they are going to fix the adventure boards and the drop rate. This, in my opinion, is the bigger problem with Blue Protocol that I'm really hoping that they fix. For me,
So this part is I disagree on this part right here. So yeah, this part I disagree. So I'll get through it real quick right here. It feels like more like you trading RNG for grind, like tripod in Loa, grind for tripod, which you want to take a long time, but when you get it, you can just slap it without worrying about like failing. You are not entirely wrong and on that Evo, but like I'll get through it right here. So Blue Pro is unlimited grind MMO? No, I don't think so actually. If anything, it doesn't need to grind that much, Miawan, because like so that's the plugin right here. What Arrow said right there, right? So yeah, but BB I feel like it's less grind because like again you only have the weapon, right? Okay, so here's the thing, right? You played LA, you know tripod system, you know how like basically you have 18 tripods you have to do, right? So you wanna do four or do you wanna do 18 tripods then? Which one of you think that like which one is more grind? So yeah, now I don't know about you, but I don't like trying to get 18 tripods, dude. So yeah, if I get like four only, and that's good enough, I guess. But I don't like getting tripod for that. Which one of you hates like tripod transfer system? Yeah, well, there is that right there. So imagine like let's say like a Blue Pro only have like a weapon, right? Only like one gear right here, and people were oh man, dude, it's too easy, right? So you want basically 5 piece of armor with more 4 slots. Is that what you want? Is that the grind that you want right there? I don't know about that, but for me, I think like if it's like easier to get, if it's like more chill, then it gives you like more time to do anything else, whether it's to play other games, whether it's jacking off or whatever it is. Basically, I think it's better. Dude, you guys were molding about like dailies being too much. So what are you talking about? So yeah, I think it's fun right here. And like I mean, like Kanon said, it's lackluster, right? Like it's like basically really basic. Okay, first of all, this is just like the beta, just the network test. We don't know if there is gonna be more than that, but assuming it stays like this, right? I think it's fine because not everyone wants to spend like basically 20 hours in a day on the game. Some people just wanna chill, bro. If anything, 99% of you wanna chill. That's why 99% of you complain about dailies, right? I mean, it's not time gated, right? Well, I mean, like, we don't know if there is like any time gated on that, Miawan, but like dungeons is not time gated. You can spam it if you want to. So you can keep crafting like the gear if you want to, I guess, yeah. So I think that approach is more casual friendly than no lifer. It's more about basically like casual players, yeah, super casual friendly. So yeah, there is no time gating per se. Yeah, I don't think their point of view. I don't think their like Kanon's point of view is wrong for people that are basically gonna no life the game maybe. So yeah, but for the majority of players that are like casual, right? I think this is better because like you can play 2 hours and you'll get pissed, for example. So it will remain the same on end game. We don't know. We're basing it on like what we know on like a test right now. So yep. But I mean, like, I think it's good. Even though like people think it's like lackluster or anything, I think it's good. I think it's better that way. If you're no lifing it, then yeah, I mean, like, maybe you'll finish it really fast. But I'm like, their target is not the no lifers. The no lifers will play anyway. It doesn't matter, right? So yep. And not to mention when you're changing gear as well. Like let's say like you wanted gear and then gear has socket as well. Damn dude, that's a lot of grind. What if you change class? So you want gear on that class as well? Well, at least in like in the initially, right, you just change the weapon here in this game at least. You don't need to change like your full gear and change all the slots as well. So yeah, weapon crafting will somewhat like a Monhan, way like a Savijiva, for example. Okay, how many times have you heard people say Lost Ark is a job? Yeah, exactly. For example, something like that. So yeah, how many like the less is like not always bad, man. Maybe if you're a no lifer, but yeah. Okay, but yeah, we'll see right there. I just want skins. I mean, like they can. We'll see, I guess.
me, itemization in an MMORPG is extremely important. Unless I completely missed something, which maybe I did, guys. Maybe I did because it wasn't Japanese. I was trying to translate, but nothing I've seen would lead me to believe that I missed something in regards to this. Here's the other.
Okay, I think itemization is not exactly like that like important after playing like so many MMORPGs, dude. Because most of them are just stat sticks. I don't think it's that important because like what part of item like for example itemization in like LA, right? Okay, you get engraving, boom, done. You use this like hallucination set, boom, done, and that's it basically. Now I don't know about that, but I don't think like that's like super super like in depth right there. This is it's not like PoE, right? Basically. So yeah, I don't think like yeah, itemization is like that big of a deal for it. But yeah. then you use the same 4-5 engraving in Loa, boom, and done. Yeah, basically, in general, it's the same thing. You go to like Final Fantasy, basically, you have like all your gear, which crafted, which is like, from the raid, what melts you use, boom, done. Piss. That's it, basically. So yeah, super exhilarating, man, super in-depth. Well, you get the point, basically, right? It's not the most in-depth like of like a thing. It's not like in PoE. PoE is like way well, like PoE is like ARPG, right? You can't really compare it with an MMO, but you get the point, basically. So, yep. GG 5 by 3 and 2. Well, good for you.
Issue with the monetization, okay? I have no idea what the heck they're going to do right now. It's like I can't even call this game pay to win. I'm not sure what's happening here because when you look at what they're actually monetizing in some of these tickets that they have, now you're fighting, oh, well, is it going to be pay to win or is it going to be too boring for a free-to-play player? What do I mean by that? Here's what I mean. Okay, so currently in the beta test, the only way you can get more sockets is by recrafting your gear. So you're just going to farm over and over again. You're going to recraft over and over again, hoping for... Oh, I did forget to mention that there is an affix that's attached to the weapon on top of the sockets, right? So like this little 13%, I think it's this 13%. I think it's this one here. That's like...
Yeah, is that 13%? That number, if you don't get like a lucky number, it's usually like 6 to 6 to 9% or something. So yeah, if you get lucky craft, then like it can be higher, like 13% right here. That's basically how it is. So yep. Okay, I think 100 would have so much build diversity, man, which I hope BP is. It won't be Evo because like you always have the meta build, so you always have it. That thing won't change. Okay, same with like MMO as well, basically. Same one right here. Gathering set. Yeah, nah, it's not. Nothing's gonna change. It's not gonna be different right there.
Extra damage to like whatever character, like let's just say spider mobs. You get extra damage to spider mobs on this weapon, and as you roll your sockets, that value goes up and down as well. So right now you have to recraft your gear over and over and over and over and over again in order to hopefully get a great success to have 4 sockets. Now there is an item in the cash shop that will allow you to enhance your great success rate, which would in turn give you a better chance of having 4 sockets on your weapon.
Base chance is 25%, by the way, on the test.
That's been said. That's been already confirmed by the devs in the dev stream. You can purchase an item that will give you a higher success rate, great success rate, that would give you a better affix roll, and it would give you a chance at having more sockets. All right? Call that as you will. That's in the game. There's also socket tickets in the game. There's an actual socket feature. I'm not going to... maybe I can pull it up. Right here. I think it's like this option right here. It's either this one or this one. In that one of those options, that option is the option to socket your gear. So you can add sockets to your gear using a ticket. They're monetizing great success rate tickets, but then they also have tickets that allow you to actually get additional slots.
Now,
we don't know if those slots are...
Okay, now imagine that if you have like 5 armors as well on top of that. I don't want it, to be honest, personally, in my opinion. So yeah, 1 gear, sure. I mean, like I can tolerate it basically, but imagine like if you have 5 gear. So I don't get like why people are molding that, like, oh man, there is only weapon, dude. I want armor as well. I don't want armor, dude. Not with like that. So yeah, I don't know about that. So yeah, people who play Loa got jaded by RNG. 5% is still too high. 25% is good, basically. It sounds overwhelming. I don't know. I mean, like, well, Kanon like says like basically it's like too basic. There is nothing extra, right? So you want this times 5 then? Is that what you want? Because I don't want that. So yeah, I prefer this one. There is a data mine stuff. Yeah, Arrow has been data mining. So yep. They need better weapon looks. TBS. It all looks generic. No, this is like level 2 weapon, dude. So yeah, I think like the what's the name? The level 10 and level 25 weapon is unique enough, I would say. I mean, like, they could make it better, but, this is just a generic weapon for now. So, yeah, 25% is really good. You're jaded by Loa, bro. You're jaded too much. You're used to, like, 1%, 3%. 25 is really good, though. So, yeah, it is. Like, 1 out of 4, like, there is a chance you can get it, right? But, yeah.
We don't know if that second ticket where you get additional slots, we don't know if that's being monetized or free-to-play players can get it. We don't know. If it's in the form of a ticket, I feel like you will be able to purchase it. But let's just look at this, okay? You have a great success enhancement ticket, and then you have socket tickets. for me, this is confusing because the whole purpose of a great success roll is to get a better affix and to get 4 slots. So what is the purpose of having the socket ticket if that's being monetized as well? So the answer to that from a pay to win perspective would be, well, great successes don't guarantee you 4 sockets. From my understanding, they don't.
When you great success, you can get like 3 or 4 socket basically, something like that, or maybe 2 even. So yep, that's basically how it is. So what they're doing is basically they're like basically putting like a a ticket so you can buy it and you can get it basically. That's what it is right there. So I mean, like, is that pay to win? If you think it is, I guess it is pay to win. So yeah, but at least like for me, right, it's still manageable because it's only 1 gear, not 10, so not 5. But yeah, for me, itemization is not important as skill set building. Good itemization would resolve around like enhancing your weapon skills like in the way you want. After playing so much gacha games, RNG cucked me so much. 25-35 feels a lot. Well, I mean, like, itemization, it depends, Mickey, man. So yeah, most MMO itemization are not exactly the most interesting. They're just stat sticks basically. So yeah, you have it, you equip it, and that's it basically. So and you would say that like basically, oh, but I mean, like, the variation is good. What variation? Like in LA where you can use like nightmare set instead of hallucination, good for you, I guess. But what's the difference? In the end, you have the meta anyway, where you're gonna follow, and that's it basically. Like, nothing's gonna change in the end. It's the same with like 14. It's the same with other MMO as well. So yeah, when there is something like that, there is always like the one that is like the best, and you will follow it. Skill build, same thing as well. There is always like gonna be like a build that is like this does the most damage, and that's it basically. So as long as devs listen to feedback and improve, and players actually see it, feel it, and I think the game will be fine even if the launch is bad, as long as they don't treat other region as second class citizen or third class citizen. I guess we'll see on that, yeah. But in the case of like this, I don't think like the dev need to like basically rework this. I think this is fine. So yeah, the concern is different, I guess. So yeah, well, Kanon has his own concern, of course, but yeah.
Guarantee you 4 sockets. So let's say you get a great success and you unlock 3 sockets, then that ticket could maybe unlock that last socket. So if that's the case, then it's kind of forcing you into paying to win. But let's say you can get those tickets for free in the game.
I mean, it doesn't really force you to pay to win, but you can pay and you get it already. Sure, I guess. But I mean, like, again, it's only 1 gear. What if, like, let's say a free-to-play player realistically can get like this gear in basically in 2 months, 1 month, basically 1 to 2 months, and then, like, a pay-to-win player can get it within like, I don't know, a week or something like that. Well, good for them, right? Basically. But I mean, like, it won't really change that much. If you time it with like 5 gear, then I guess like 1 year for like free to play player maybe, and then like maybe it's fast. Now that's even more pay to win than if that is the case. But I don't know, just my thinking right there. Jaltros, take it follow, man. Paying for stuff is a choice, not really like a pay to win. Nah, people would think it's pay to win. If you can get like a this gear earlier than other people, then it's pay to win. Some people think that, yes. Some people think it's a spectrum basically. Some people think that it is pay to win, but I mean, like, it's manageable because I can get it like pretty fast as well. So yeah, it's a spectrum. I mean, like, there is no arguing that like whether it's pay to win or not. People's definition is different. So yeah. Okay, but there is just that basically. Pay to progress faster. Some people think pay to progress is pay to win, and they're not wrong in thinking that. It is what it is basically. So yep. But yeah, well, either way.
Game. Let's just say that's kind of best case scenario. It seems like, right? Let's say you can get these great success scrolls, and you can get these socket tickets in the game for free. Well, then that's nice, right? Well, yeah, it is, but at the same time, no, it isn't, because then progression is so easy. I mean, it kind of depends on how you get the socket.
Yes, Ogichi, it is. Yeah,
that's
react
where
time.
The balance comes in. If you make the tickets, like if you make it so that the tickets are just purchasable like that, then people are going to complain if it's way too difficult to get them the free to play way. But then if it's easy to get if they're easy to get the free to play way, then what the hell is the itemization in this game? Where's the challenge in actually upgrading your gear? We haven't talked about the plugins yet. Okay.
See, I don't understand why people think that like basically like the challenge in gearing basically. Oh man, dude, I want to spend like 200 hours a day for like to get the best gear or something like that. I don't think anyone wants that, to be honest. Gearing is easy, isn't that like what people want? Isn't that why you guys are complaining that like this and that is like too much work or something like that? So I don't know about that one, dude. Okay, but yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's just like a. Nah, I think this is like there's gonna be complaint for like the small no lifers basically. So yeah, most people will be happy with this, to be honest. I think social aspect is more important, but social aspect is like different thing. So we're not talking about that one, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know like what people want right here. Well, I mean like Kanon, I guess like wants it to be like basically a no life game, as in like you go all in, no life, and that's it basically. So maybe that. Okay, so be it. I don't know, man.
You see, does that make sense? So let's say you could get all these tickets for free, reasonably easier. Then all of a sudden, the value of having four sockets in your gear with a high affix, it's fucking easy. You're gonna get it like that, right? It's gonna be super easy. So now the itemization and progressing your character and getting geared becomes extremely boring. But then,
Okay, is it better for the game to have like really complex gearing, but then like after that, like the rate is whatever, or is it better to have like basically a really easy to get bis, but then the rate is more important, is more like interesting? Which one do you think? I guess you choose then. I mean, for me, in my opinion, gearing has never been interesting. What is like interesting, dude? Oh, click, man, you click, you tap in Lost Ark, man. Oh, man, I tap it. That's good, I guess. Congrats, man. Good for you. Moving on to the next one, plus 22 now. In 14, you basically, you get you craft the gear, you run the raid, you get the gear, and then you equip it, and that's it basically. You upgrade it, 10 extra item level, good for you. I think gearing like has never been like a, no MMO has like really interesting gearing, not really. I mean, when you compare it to like something that is like actually is diverse build. So yeah, complex gearing is bad for a casual. I think like it depends. Complex gearing is not always bad for casual because like well, think of it this way basically. It's like PoE. PoE has complex. PoE is like a really complex, right? I think like we can all agree on that. PoE is super complex. So yeah, but then like 99% of the player base, they don't like it. They don't care. So you know what they did? They go to YouTube and they just copy it, copy the build. So yeah, only a handful of people actually do the theory crafting, doing like the so-called interesting stuff. Basically, it's not interesting, man. It's not. They're all statistics. So a complex gearing open to gatekeep. Also, gearing is extremely complex for new players, and there are like just too many system. That's part of it. Yeah, I mean, like, would you think that like you would like a Lost Ark then kind of game where you grind on all of your gear? I mean, well, I don't see like Kanon playing Lost Ark that much right now, so I don't know about that. I guess, but we will see. Okay, I think like basic gearing or like complex gearing doesn't matter because in the end they all lead up to like one thing anyway, which is like you're trying to get your bis and that's it. Get your bis, done, problem solved right there. Now you raid. And if the raid is like a basic like a boring because like they put their resource into like a complex gearing, yeah, well, I mean like it's time to quit probably. Easy gearing means everyone is on equal term, but skill would clearly like be the difference. I think like if everyone can get bis pretty easily, it's fine because then what matters is like your performance, right? It's not like like for example in LA, someone spent $200, $200K basically, and then they get like basically Esther weapon, and now they have like better gear than you. And then like what do you do? So yeah, you can be equal skill, but then this guy would do more damage than you. Then if that is the case, I don't know. I mean, you choose what you want, I guess. So yeah, I think this gearing is good though. Make the raid skill check. Okay, well, I don't know. It's just this, I guess.
if you make it difficult to get, then well, now it's pay to win because I could just buy it and get it like that, and then I'm running into the same problem again because I could buy it. Now I still have nothing to do. So that in itself, to me, is like, it's very concerning. So maybe you're thinking, well,
Yeah, you see what I mean? The complaint by nothing to do, right? Yeah, that's what I mean right there. When the gearing and the everything is designed for like casual, no lifers will complain there is nothing to do. But then when they play Lost Ark, there is too many things to do. You just can't, man. You just can't win. You just can't win, man.
yeah, that's just one part of it, Kenny. Well, it's 50% of it actually. Well, it's 33% of it. If you we already talked about the imagines, how easy that shit is. There's literally nothing to the imagines other than just unlocking the recipe and crafting it. There's nothing there. Okay, that's it. You get it and then you equip it, you're done. The weapon that has a little bit of build diversity and a little bit more than just crafting the weapon, you only have two elements to it. You have the sockets and the plugins. Okay, so let's talk about the plugins. So the plugins, they come from a rating of 1 to 5. And from my understanding, you can buy reroll tickets for your plugins as well. So this so the same the same issue is there. If I could buy it, then it better be easily obtainable for free to play. But then if it's easily obtainable for free to play, it's like how boring is that? You see why I'm
I don't know, man. I keep getting like the how boring or like the thing. I don't know about that, man. I mean like it's like you're saying that like gearing is the most interesting part of like the MMO. Well, I disagree to that, of course. Maybe like for Kanon, like gearing is like his most interesting. Tapping, honing is like the most interesting probably. But for me, that's not the case right there. Nobody cares about gear, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'd rather go with casual approach than hardcore. I agree, because at least you have a choice. If it forces you to be hardcore, then I guess like it forces you to be a game. That's the only game you play. You can't play anything else. Don't even have time to jack off, bro. So yeah, Guild Wars 2 has really simple gearing. You can get beasts under 1 month and people still playing it for 11 years. Bro, like gearing in like Final Fantasy is the easiest thing. So yeah, you took the beast and that's it. Boom, right there. So yeah, is it like boring then? No. I mean, everyone still plays, right? But yeah, it is what it is, basically. In most MMO, people like having complex gear to be ahead of others purely for the reason of flex. But in most MMO with complex gear, they complain about like basically how much they need to work, like in Lost Ark. So yeah, oh man, dude, 18 tripods. You like tripod? You like flexing your tripod, bro? You like it? Yeah, well, it's the same thing basically. I think for this point of view, if you play like one game then only, then yes, it is boring. But most people play more than one game, so it gives them more time to do more things. Basically, the game is like catering to like casual, which is 90% of the player base. And this complaint is mainly done by like people that are like intending to no life it. Basically, compare his take on Lost Ark to win, and with this, he is MMO Byte V2. I didn't see like a Byte's video, so yeah. Wales flex that with buying gold, which is why Esther is in a sense. Well, I don't know, I guess.
using the word lackluster for the itemization in this game? Like, forget about the pay to win elements. Let's just forget about the pay to win and the grind, how easy or how difficult it is. What you have is you have sockets. You have sockets for your weapon only, and you have gems for your weapon and weapon only. And then you have your imagines, which are essentially just 5 passive accessories that you get by crafting, by farming mobs, by doing your adventure board and unlocking the recipes there, right? For the most part, that's the itemization in Blue Protocol. And for like a AAA MMORPG that I want to have, that I want
AAA MMORPG? Do we actually have like a AAA MMORPG actually? Huh? Is that a term or not? Yeah, by the way. Okay, and would it count for like Blue Protocol, which is a free-to-play MMO? Well, that's just nitpicking, I guess.
to play in the long term. Like that's really boring for me. That this all depends on how complex the imagines weapons can be and how impactful it feels. You're right, Chi. You're absolutely right. Which is why I'm saying I'm concerned, and I'm not saying that this game is dead in the water because of this. I'm concerned because we do have a preview as to how it works, right? We do have this. Like, this isn't coming from a complete blind perspective. There's a little build varieties. Like, for example, let's say you're equipping like a level 15 imagine. There's like a level 15 imagine that gives you a little bit more build variety. That prioritizes a few more stats here versus this level 15 imagine. They give you a little bit of a different stat. So I feel like that's where the build diversity is going to be. So essentially it's going to be like, when this game launches, it's going to be like, Aegis Fighter tank roll, you want to target these imagines for your build. But like that's the extent of it, right? That
And what's that different with like every other MMO? So every Sork, Igniter, with like all the engraving, with like Nightmare or maybe Hallucination, build diversity. So yeah, in 14 you have like crafted gear here. Maybe your melt is different. Build diversity. What's the difference, man? I feel like okay, it's the same thing. So yeah, I don't know. If the game has something similar to 14 Ultimate and lower health rate, I think like you can no life all you want. You have something to flex. So we don't know about like actual rates. Yeah, we have 30-man rate, which I did already, but yeah, that's different right there. Kanon just tries to find an argument in whatever just for the sake of making video as a content creator. I mean, like, it's not wrong though. because like now we get free React content, right? So yeah, seems good to me, Tayman. I don't know about that. So I never see MMO as a triple A or anything. Is just RNG. I think it depends basically. I mean, if you wanna put like MMO as a triple A, maybe something like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy. But I don't think any free to play MMO would be counted as triple A. I don't know. It's just nitpicking, you know. Who cares about that basically? So yeah, striker main. Okay, I do get where Kanon's coming from, but his take is too narrow about a game that's catered to vast majority who are casual players. Most people won't even care. I'm pretty sure most people will be fine with it. So yeah, why do people not complain about it? I mean, like they're busy like with like doing something else, to be honest. So yeah, you know what? This one, like you know, later like when it actually runs, like the only complaint about this is about the gearing. Is that like if it's really hard to get like you know bis maybe, and if it's like a yeah, that's like the main thing basically. What complaint is gonna be there? I don't think like anyone will complain about like you know lack of content, except like if you're no lifer. So something like that maybe. Okay, they make it harder to obtain. Doubt it though. Well, if they can make it harder to obtain, then I guess like that's one way to do it. But then I guess like Kanon got his wish. Then it's not gonna be boring if that is the case, right? Maybe if dungeon run rate is too hard, but doubt it. Okay, sup Moy man. Okay, I think OP bosses will come into big play for those echoes or imagine. Echoes has always been like usable no matter like what it is basically. The raid bosses, I mean like we'll see how interesting it's going to be. But for now, we don't know anything about that, right? But I mean like we're talking about gearing right here. Gearing is not the main point of MMO man. At least like not in my opinion, I would say. I think maybe. Maybe for like whales to flex, I guess. Okay, maybe I guess. Yeah, those people with like basically 25 gears or Esther gears. But yeah.
Is what it is, and there's no indicator that there's going to be more to the itemization of this game than what we're already seeing. There could be. Maybe you can do things to the imagines in the late game. Maybe there's more to the weapons than just the plugs and the sockets.
I hope they don't have it.
And to be perfectly honest, I think there is a pretty decent chance that they will continue to add progression, like Lost Ark. You know, Lost Ark, you have the elixirs now that affect.
Through
You know,
the higher
your
you go,
character's
maybe
power.
there
So
is
I'm sure
more
they'll
system.
add more things on top of this. For me personally, and I know for a fact for a lot of people that play MMORPGs for the purpose of progression, they're gonna find the itemization in this game extremely lackluster if the game were to release like this. Anyways, that's my take on this, guys. Maybe we cut that up, upload it to YouTube, get that word out a little bit.
Yeah, well, there is that, and that's the video right there. So yeah, this is like Kanon's video on that right here. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know about this one, to be honest. I feel like I feel like I feel like it's good. I feel like it should stay like this, to be honest. The more simple it is, the better, to be honest. Okay, I don't want it to be like really complex. Lost Ark gets more and more and more system, and you guys complain that there's like way too many system. Tripod, gems, you know, engraving, elixir, all of those stuff basically. And then like when like there is none of that system, I guess it's too basic, man. It's too easy. Okay, so what do you want then, right? So yeah, I don't want it to be like too complex or anything. It's better if they focus like their like you know their like resource on like something that actually matters, like the raid or stuff like that. So yep, okay, something like that, man. Don't play LA for the gearing. If they deleted the honing and gems, nothing of value was lost. I think like gearing wise, people that actually play to for yeah progression, right? I don't know about that, but usually if you care so much about progression, you're probably either whales or you're trying to compete with whales, basically. No lifers. So yeah, which is the minority of like the player anyway. So yeah, most player don't actually care about that. What they care is being able to do the latest content. That's what they care. And the easier to get there, I think it's the better as well. So yep, cards, tripod, gem engraving, legion set, etc. Just too many. Well, I mean like I guess that's what you like, right? Even though literally like in the end, like you know, build diversity. You use Light of Salvation 30. That's it basically. Tripod, you use this. 18 of them. Great. Gems, level 10 everything. Okay, engraving, this engraving, this. So yeah, totally build diversity. Nothing changed, man. It's the same thing. So yeah, I don't know why people are like molding about it being like you know, has to be like a, you know, super in depth or anything. But I really think like that's not the case, man. I don't think it needs to be. But yeah, that's the video right there. But yeah, okay, I don't know right here. Yeah, yeah. Think BP is like 2 or 3 things away from being perfect MMO. Tell me thoughts on the current itemization. I think it's fine. But yeah, I think it's fine. Doesn't have to be like super like weird. As long as Blue Pro doesn't have like a useless engraving or combat stats like Loa, then I am fine. Well, I mean like I think they'll have it because in the sake of like filling up like the loot table. But yeah, okay, nobody addressing it because too early on we only able to play 21st levels. I think like nobody addressing it because like nobody actually cares about the gears, man. So they're busy like doing actual like content, grinding and everything. They're not like basically, oh man, dude, this gear is so basic. Nobody's doing that except Kanon, I guess. So yeah, alright, Miawan, dude. Okay, Itemization generally like this. Weapon roll affix, battle imagine, get active skill you want. Enhance imagine pretty much entirely like a stat crit boost so far. Right. And like surely other games is like much more interesting than that. But yep. Okay, I don't know. I just think like it's that one other. As long as they make it those useful and not useful, I think it is good. Yeah, I don't see problem here. Initial itemization system is good, plain and simple. With the simple base, they can add more features. Adding more features, I don't think like is always the way. Keep adding is not always like the way. My only problem here is the additional slot RNG, and you wanted more feature that is like almost guaranteed to be RNG. Well, I don't know about that, but the less RNG there is, the better. So yep. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, very valid points. We all want MMO that will last for a long time, give us lots of variety and progression. Yeah, well, I mean like lots of variety and progression, like Lost Ark, for example. So yeah, surely it's your favorite MMO right now, right? Surely. Okay, well, it's the same like complaint right there. Same thing right there. I'm surprised no one talks about it. Watch a bunch of review from Big Fishes, thought the same. Since I did not play, I was like maybe I am missing something. Yeah, well, you're missing like a progression system right there. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Okay, I don't know. Okay, as long as Blue Pro progression is good and new players or return players doesn't have to deal with something like gatekeeping too much, then I am fine. Well, I mean, like, what if like they gatekeep you because like you don't have like all your like plugs and everything basically. Okay, so there is that. Well, I mean, like, you say that, right? But then, like, some people are like, they wanted like more in depth, they wanted more like, systems in the game. So yeah, and that's how you get gate cap, right? Gate cap because gems, gate cap because of card. So yeah, at least with this one, it's much more streamlined. Is the combat good? It's personal opinion, but I think it's pretty engaging. So yeah, I think it's pretty fun to play. My opinion, of course. So yep. Okay, the ability to come back and doesn't have to deal with too much friction is good in my opinion. Well, either way, I mean like this like itemization is basic like let's just say it's really simple, basically. But I don't think it's bad because like simple is not always bad. So yeah, if it's straightforward and like everyone can get it easily, I think it's better that way rather than basically make it like like Esther weapon. Nobody can get it unless you're gonna spend like a lot. RNG gearing, I'm so good that I got lucky with RNG and good gear, or you swipe for it. Yeah, basically. So yeah, I don't know. Wanna play the game more? Finish gearing for 5 minutes, then go play the game. Yeah, exactly, right? Same thing right there with the gearing part right there. Do you wanna play the game to basically spend like a billion years gearing, or do you wanna play the game 1 minute gearing, then do the raid? You choose then. So yeah, cause I think like it's better this way. I think like they should. I think like so yeah, from someone that like play LA with like a billion system, right? I think like it's fine. I think it's fine right there. I think this is okay. So yeah, a lot of system, so-called diversity right there. Okay, and then in the end you follow like the meta anyway. So yeah, POE so complex. It is super complex right there. But then a handful of people do like the calculation, and then 99% of you just copy paste it. So yeah, stop lying. You're copy pasting it. So yeah, it is what it is. So yep. Okay, simple is the best to entry on the base game than getting like the things hot on end game. I don't think like on end game they have to make like basically more system. Again, as I said. So yeah, it's better to invest their resource on a more interesting rate rather than invest into a more interesting gearing system that like you do like maybe like a little bit and then you're done. Just buy bus, man. Yes, I did copy. Yeah, well, that's basically how it is. The complexity of like gearing, right? I don't know like why people like are like so fixated on that. I think it's better, personally. I think the more like it cater to the casual, the better. And it's not good for no lifers. It's not good for like maybe like people that intend to play like 10 hours a day, maybe Asmongold or something like that. One character 10 hours a day. Maybe like it's not good. Maybe it's not good for Kanon, right? But for me, I intend to play like a. This is better because I intend to play like a multiple region on Blue Protocol. So at least I don't have to like grind that much, right? I can just change like region. I wanna do that, but you know, it is what it is there. Taking more health, you can just go straight to Savvy set and you pretty much are catching up in terms of gearing, but maybe not skills. Is there a life skills like aggressive and stuff like that? There is life skill, but it's boring. It's just like press F and that's it basically. So you get the item. So yeah, it's on the boring side. Back to basics, less gearing and more of the playing the game. Yeah, you play the game more rather than like the gearing part. So yeah, unless like you like Lost Ark, you know, just like Chaos Dungeon 24/7 to get the gem. Then after that, you raid. You know, Brel Shaza, 2 hours in and out, done. That's it basically. You spend more time gearing than actually doing the raids. And then you guys say that like basically, oh, too much homework, too much daily. The only thing that's fun is the raid. So which one do you want? You want the gearing or do you want the raid? Because I care more about the raid, but you get the point basically. So yeah, we're all like LA player right here. We know how it is, right? Well, in any case, basically. So yeah, this is like a Kanon's video if you wanna watch it right here. But yeah, that's just like my thoughts on it. To be honest, I think like it's better. Like this current one, I think is better. The more simple it is, the better because like nobody cares about gearing, dude. No, nobody actually care. So yeah, most people just care about actually playing the game. Okay, and like some no-lifers that cares about gearing because they wanna flex or something like that. So yeah, it's like in 14, everyone has this. So yeah, does anyone complain about that? Not really, right? But yeah, well, in any case, man, that's like a Blue Protocol like gearing system, I guess. That's the one right here. But yeah, the gearing system. In any case, that's it. So yeah, let's go back for now then. Let's go back. But yeah.